Hey guys, it's a GPH Plays here and welcome back to 7 Deadly Sins Idle Adventure. I've been playing this game for more than a month as a casual player and not dedicating so much time in stage of progress because the main reason for this is that it is quite hard to acquire some patch on this game because it was only available in a selected countries before. Okay, let's go to our guide. So these guides and rules are solely intended for players who want to dominate the game later on. So before so much ado, let's begin guys. So rule number 1, do not summon using diamonds early in the game. So wait until you reach like summoning level 6 and after that, that is the time you can use your diamonds. Unless you are a heavy hitter whale player. Of course, you can do whatever you want. As you level up your summoning level, you can gain some free normal summoning tickets until you reach level 6. And that's the time you can acquire some free unique hero summoning tickets. In addition, the rate of getting legendary hero at random also increases as well as unique heroes and epic heroes. So the higher the summoning level, the higher the chance you can acquire legendary heroes, especially on rate up summon heroes. Rule number 2. As you progress, you can acquire hero XP and gold. Level up your tavern using gold as high as possible until such time you can get more slots for your heroes until 8 hero capacity. So by leveling your tavern, it will increase the basic global stats like attack, HP, and defense to all of your heroes. Next, use a special meat pie for emergency purposes only. This special meat pie, it will reset the level of your heroes. It will cost you around 500 diamonds for each meat pie you purchase. And that 500 diamonds is already equivalent to 50 rate up summons. In relation to this, in using hero XP, I would suggest focusing on leveling up intelligence type heroes. The main reason is that as your CP gets higher, you can acquire free int type heroes that are worth in the game. You can check also my tier list on the pinned message. Number 3, I call this as marksmanship. So as you awaken your hero, you can unlock what we call the potential. And you have the option to select between attack, defense, HP, crit chance, crit damage, resistance, crit defense, accuracy, and evasion. Among these stats, as a beginner, always choose accuracy. Whether your hero is a tank, DPS, a buffer, or also a debuffer. The main reason for this is that your attacks, crit rate followed by crit damage will be useless if you have a very low accuracy. You can also use heroes that provides accuracy or evasion down, but that is not enough. Later on, after some time, if you have gained lots of resources already, like for example, unlocking the accuracy codex of some heroes, or you've managed to unlock and level up the constellation, that's the time you will switch to the main potential. So as a beginner, I suggest going for accuracy is the best decision to make. Next, on your research lab, prioritize crit chance and maxing it out. After that, proceed to crit damage. The reason for this is simple. Crit damage is useless without crit rate, and crit rate is useless without accuracy. So we are still going back to accuracy. And after you level up crit rate and crit damage, it is up to you which of the remaining 2 battles you will prioritize next. As you level up your research, you can also obtain here some diamonds. And the higher the level, the less will be the success rate in leveling these battles. So anyway, that is okay guys because you can farm these materials at the dungeon, especially on this lab sample dungeon. Number 4, the hero attributes. So as a beginner, like day 1 or day 2, you will not need this much. But on your 3rd day and onwards, in some cases, you will encounter bosses that are very difficult to beat. In this case, check the attribute of the boss and also the skills. To check the skills and the attribute of the boss, navigate to the magnifying glass icon and tap the boss. Then you will see all the skills, including the attribute most especially the evasion stats. And you should have at least the same accuracy points versus the evasion of the boss so that you can perfectly hit the boss, resulting to a chance to crit. Some bosses have immortality for 10 seconds, in which sometimes you will run out of time in defeating it. So in this case, sometimes that is your paywall. So this is the attribute. Strength is weak against int-type heroes, and int-type heroes are weak against dexterity, and dexterity-type heroes are weak against vitality heroes, and vitality heroes are weak against strength-type heroes. As you can see, this is a cycle. An advantage of a plus of 30% of final damage, and also a disadvantage of negative 20% final damage. Number 5, the card draws. This is the most important game mechanics currently, and most players will just tap or long press this card draw at the center without knowing what items they could get. So I suggest use your energy wisely. Use this while you are clearing stages, because there is a chance that you can get multiple buffs, and the higher the tier of the buff, the more chance that you can easily clear the stage. Let me explain this to you further. You can see the buff at the upper left corner of your screen, and that is my current buff. In order to acquire higher tier buff, you must keep drawing more cards using energy. And if you will click the dice button here, we can see the chances in getting resources. Take a look at this, for example, the gold. If you are lucky to pull 3 times gold coins, that would be 406,000 on my end for one roll. But if you did 100 times, then 406,000 times 100, that would be a total of 40 million gold coins. Just recently, I did times 200 roll, and I got like 80 million gold in total. So the same with Hero XP, getting 3 copies in one roll will give you somehow like 375,000 on my end. But if you will do times 100, then multiply that by 100, and that is very, very huge. And the same mechanics will be also applied to the energy. The game changer here is the pig. It can turn tides. It will give you lots of resources instantly if you have made like somehow times 100 or higher. Next, on this chef hat, it will give you somehow like a 15-minute buffs. And the higher the multiplicator, the higher will be the tier of that buff. We have here also summoning cards, and the same rules applied here. And finally, the Oslo card rewards, in which you can steal or plunder other players' resources multiplied by the number of rolls you have made at a given instance. So guys, don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Thank you for watching, and see you again on my next video. I have more tips for you guys. Bye-bye.